Hello and welcome to Desperate Actor YouTube channel. It's me, Steve Des from DesperateActor.com, and today we're going to be talking about the role that changed my life. This is the audition. So for this role, everything that I knew in particular at this time, by the way, if you've been following along the series, I'm trying to do it as much as chronologically orderly as possible so you can follow along kind of like my journey throughout the Hollywood industry. So by this point of my career, I haven't really received like a big role or something that will substantially pay my bills. I was pretty much living off my very small savings at this point. And if you follow along the last video, I took one of the biggest gambles in my life by joining the union in particular, which it played out well for me in the sense of like I became SAG and AFTRA because I joined AFTRA and then became SAG. But basically, I didn't have anything else really carrying me. And remember, I was just doing this full time. So I wasn't really with like a side job or side gig. I was like online trying things, but not really making substantial money. So I saw this audition in one of the websites that I mentioned in the Desperate Actor program. If you haven't checked it out, go to DesperateActor.com and check it out, which is casting networks, more specifically LA Casting. And I was self-submitting there. I was self-submitting constantly for roles. The majority of the roles and things I would get were like free, unpaid things, which is fine because I didn't have that much experience at this time. I was just kind of beginning my career. I had experience from the past, from like school and college and things like that, but not really professionally, besides like the music videos I was doing and things like that for free. So I submitted for this role they were looking for like college looking students for this role for an industrial series called Tu Mundo. And that's all I really knew. Then later I found out, well, it was already there, but I didn't really pay attention because I wasn't really that familiar with it. But it was for McGraw Hill. So it's this company that makes books and stuff like that and learning content, educational content for people that are in schools, whether it's college, high school, things like that. So in this role, they wanted specifically people that will speak Spanish because the entire series was a Spanish series that was intended for other people trying to learn Spanish to learn it in a more interactive way by watching series and stuff like that. So I went and my audition was to be this college student. And I showed up, clean shaven, good to go. And I went and I prepared. I had like some lines that I had to like get ready. And I remember going there at that time. I didn't actually have a vehicle. My vehicle was still in Florida at this time because I just moved from Florida maybe 6 to 7 months ago by this time. And my car was still over there. So because it was getting fixed up and all that stuff. So I remember taking the bus on my way there all the way from, I was leaving the Westlake and MacArthur Park area, which is borderline Koreatown downtown area of Los Angeles, all the way to Culver City. And that's where my audition was. And my audition was at the producer and production company's big house over there. And I went there, I waited for my turn, because there were some other actors that were in front of me. And and this was the first time also that I auditioned in a house instead of like auditioning in like a casting office, because that's what I was used to. I was either used to just going to a casting office and auditioning or just straight going to set, because a lot of the things, like I told you before, were unpaid. So I wasn't really needed to even audition. It was more like, let me look at a picture of you. Do you look like your picture? Okay, come to set. Pretty much. But for this one, I showed up at the house. I went. They had like a nice little setup of like the camera, some audio, the whole deal. And I went and I did my thing. I did my thing. I did it to the best of my abilities at that time, and especially because it was Spanish, and Spanish is my first language. I was able to do pretty well, and I was like, "Whoa, I feel pretty good about this one. I feel like I can possibly get this role. And even if I don't get this particular role that I'm auditioning in particular, I can get some other college student that maybe has less lines or something. But I feel pretty confident about it. And yeah, I went, I rocked it. I had a great, great, great time. And a couple of days went by, maybe a week went by or so, and I received a call. And that's what we call in the industry a callback. You get the audition, and when you get the call back, that's called a callback. But to my surprise, my callback wasn't what I was expecting. And that's because of a really crazy surprise that happened. And then on top of that, it conflicted also with something else that I was doing. So this story takes a crazy turn, but I'm not going to give you the full details of the callback yet until the next story time, which will be next week. Okay. I want to give you that cliffhanger because, yeah, the callback, I thought I was going to go and get called back for maybe the same student or maybe another student, but they didn't want me to be a student anymore. So, which thing did they want me to do? Find out next time here in Story Time with the Desperate Actor. Don't forget to go to desperateactor.com so you can check more about awesome things out there. We got books, we got programs, we got coaching, we got so much there for you, as well as free podcasts, free YouTube channel here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment below what's been your favorite part of the Storytime series so far. I'm doing this, to kind of recap my journey because it's been a lot. It's a lot I definitely forgot, but there's definitely a lot that I still remember, and I want to communicate that before I forget it all. So I'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care. Have a wonderful rest.